The last thing I have to do is the lattice crust for my berry pie. So I have this ball, it's all the leftover dough for making pies today. So this is basically ready to go. I'm just rolling it in a little bit of flour, and then I'm gonna roll it out nice and thin as if I'm making a pie crust out of this. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually going to just start slicing, and I'd say about like a 1/2 inch thick, just stripes. Don't worry about how long they are. Don't worry if they're absolutely perfect. You can just eyeball it. And I think I'm gonna make probably between like 8 or 10 of these. So I can have 4 stripes going on each direction. So before I can get going on making the lattice, I have to fill the pie. So I'm just gonna give the berries one good stir just because I don't want all the juices to soak straight into the bottom. Beautiful. So now to make the lattice. There is a little bit of a system. So I'm gonna lay down the first layer. So it's probably gonna be 5. So that's step 1. Step 2 is I fold sort of the odd ones back and I start layering this way. So now, if this is ABC, that goes down. And then DF go up. I lay this guy down. And then ABC goes up again. Because the truth is, it is pie dough, so it actually is pretty delicate, so you don't want to go too crazy with it. So next, it's DF. There you go. And you just pull these ones back and go back again. Great. The lattice is done. It looks beautiful. And as you can see, it's not as complicated as it looks. It looks really gnarly, but you actually can do it. I promise. So I'm now just gonna trim this. So there's about like 1 inch left over. So now that I've trimmed the edges, I'm just gonna roll this up and start creating that little pinch crust. That's gonna hold everything together. Perfect. The last finishing touch is the egg wash. So if you didn't want to use egg, you could actually use cream as well, but egg just works best. And what the egg wash does is it makes the pie golden brown on top. So I'm just gonna brush this all along the edges and all across the pie. So my oven is set to 350 degrees and this is gonna bake for about 50 to 60 minutes. I want the fruit to be really bubbly and juicy, but I want the juices to have sort of caramelized so they're not really loose. Additionally, I want the actual pie to be really golden brown and just really delicious looking. So here's the thing about fruit pies though, is that because they're really juicy, if you overload the pie, juices can come out. So if you're at all nervous about it, just put like a 1/2 sheet pan underneath the pie and that'll catch anything so you don't end up having a big burning mess in the bottom of your oven. If that happens, it's okay. We've all been there. You just need like an aggressive scrubbing brush. All right, into the oven it goes.